Hi, welcome to SEMAI. Today, I'm going to show you a quick overview of our AEO Wizard page for engine optimization. So once you log in, you'll see the top menu items. Click on AEO Wizard, and you'll see the feature that comes under AEO Wizard. The first one is the answer engine visibility. The answer engine visibility does is just to make sure that if your blog or your web page is visible in ChatGPT and what queries that drive the visibility. So I'm going to just take a quick example here. Say SEMAI, and I've already registered a couple of blogs and web pages. It pays in total for these three web pages. Gemini has 6 visibility, Perplexity has 2, and GPT 0. Now I'm just going to click on this blog, and it says there are 7 bad mentions for this blog, and says that this blog is visible in Gemini all the times and Perplexity all the time, but not in GPT. It also tells you what queries am I visible for. So it says what are the effective strategies for optimizing website copy for LLMs. So for this kind of query, Semi is ranked 6 in search engines, but also it gives the LLM visibility. So LLM don't rank, you only are visible because the way LLMs work is every time you ask the same question, you may get different sources. That means the goal is to be visible in the sources that LLMs give, Gemini or GPT or Perplexity. Now, if you're not visible, then you can actually create content here on the right. I say create content. And then I'll say view. What the visibility tool does is that it actually for that query which says how can content optimization LLM enhance brand visibility and credibility. It tells you for this kind of query, 3 kinds of articles or collaterals are more relevant. One is a listicle, a definition box, and an expert quote. These things are more digestible by AI. That's why it might gives the recommendations. And if you scroll down, it will actually give you the content itself, the base content, which you can use it to add to your existing content. This is what it does. And I can even publish in WordPress directly. This is what the visibility engine does. Now, I then go to audit and optimization. Now, how can I audit my existing content to be more AI readable? So I'm going to take an example here. And this is an existing content of Nagaro. It audits the content of the blog based on the criteria which an AI can read. It says that the action is needs optimization. It gives you the score. Now, as I scroll down, it actually tells you what is the audit report in terms of what is needed, what needs to be improved, and what is good, and what you need to do. Once you scroll up, you see the AI of AEO optimized content. This actually tells you what the content should be applying the recommended changes in the content itself. So if you see, the score is it says 8.95 out of 10, which is a pretty good score. Now, and it's not just that, it actually tells you the content itself. The TLDR is also added. That means TL is too long to read. That means all these things are AI readable. When an AI crawls your page, these things helps AI to understand the summary of what the page is about, so that means can be easily digested. It gives the optimized page, and also adds the FAQ section, which is very friendly. So it audits your page, and also there is something called AI query cluster in terms of what kind of queries or themes your AI is answering, your page is answering. This it based these are themes, and you can actually create content. So you can choose which is more suitable, and you can actually create the content and go from there. Now the next thing I'm going to hover on is the query cluster generator. This is similar to what you see here. Now I just give a URL here, which is say spell.ai design to code. I'm going to click on it. Once I've given the URL, it actually looks at the page, looks at the context and comes up with 5 segmented themes that the page is answering. And for each of the theme, what are the potential queries that is more apt? So that means it also helps in content generation. That's where the advantage is that you are able to get topics for your page and also validate if your page is answering the question which you actually wrote the content for. Now, the next feature AI Wizard is the brand reputation. Now, the question, how is your brand perceived in LLMs? For example, we provide high spot. We can even compare against a competitor. Let's say I'm going to look at this. It says there's a brand positivity score of 80%. What it means is there's 80% of the audience, when they look at sales-enabled platform, which is the core product of Paperfly, there is a positive response. And if you scroll down, it actually tells you the key criteria by which the analysis was done. So it talks about brand analytics comparisons, CRM integration, feature comparisons. So it looks at various aspects, high-level aspects of the product, and comes up with the score. And if you look at most of the positive reviews are for Paperfly. So it actually gives you an idea compared to your competitor, how is your brand being perceived? And if there's a negative review, then you know which criteria. Summary of your brand sentiment in the LLMs with the GPT, Perplexity, and Gemini. And the last one is the query search volume. Now, this is something which most of our tools you don't get, like Google search, where it gives you you get a keyword volume. So what we do is we have our own logic and modeling that runs in each of these LLMs, and we would be able to actually tell you the volume by query. So, for example, how will I use generative AI in manufacturing? Let's say if somebody is searching for it, it gives the intent. It is both informational and educational, and tells you the volume in OpenAI, Gemini, and Perplexity. Now, it doesn't. The idea is that how will people even search that is related to this kind of query? So it may not be the same word, but they may use it differently. So it also looks at the semantic way of how a query is generated, and you actually get the volume, and you can even monitor it. You are able to get search volume, so you get context. So this is not a keyword based volume; it is a contextual, conversational based volume number. This could help in developing more content, assuming there's enough searches that's done in all these LLMs. So this is a quick overview of the answer engine optimization product of SEMAI. So you're able to see the visibility, audit your content in minutes, find out what kind of content you need to write and what kind of content use your page answering, look at your brand sentiment across LLMs, either for your brand or against your competitor. And also look at what kind of volumes what are people searching for based on the query which you are trying to be visible. So this is a quick demo of my answer engine optimization. Hope you like it.